block the view of the guests around you. Thank you, and enjoy the ceremony.
Good morning. I'm Lori Sudick, President of the College of Lake County. Thank you. It is my pleasure to welcome the graduates, their families and friends, college faculty and staff, Board of Trustees, and other honored guests to celebrate the 49th commencement ceremony of the College of Lake County. At this time, remain standing for the national anthem. I would like to invite Samantha Gallagher to come forward.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early lights what so proudly we hailed, but the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Samantha. Please be seated. Commencement is one of the most important days we celebrate as an educational institution. This day is dedicated to recognizing the academic achievement of graduates. I'm excited to join the college community and to celebrate this happy occasion. I would like to begin by introducing the members of the stage party. The Board of Trustees provide leadership and direction to the College of Lake County. They dedicate their time and expertise to ensure a high-quality learning environment and the advancement of student success. Trustees, please stand as I announce your name and remain standing so we may recognize your dedication to CLC. Please hold your applause until all trustees have been introduced. Chair of the Board, Richard Anderson. Vice Chair of the Board, Dr. Catherine Finger. Secretary of the Board, Barb Olschlager. Trustee Amanda Howland. Trustee Julie Schroka. And Trustee Matthew Stanton. Thank you for your service and contributions. Also seated on the stage are honored guests who deserve recognition for their contributions to CLC. Each will stand as I announce them. Again, please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Representing the Alumni Board of Directors, Mr. Sam Valenti. Interim Vice President of Educational Affairs, Dr. Allie O'Brien. Communications Instructor and Faculty Senate Chair, Lynn Harper. CLC Instructor and CLC's 2018 Outstanding Full-Time Faculty Award recipient, Jeff Varblow. 2017-2018 Student Government Association President, Corinne Smith. Thank you for your commitment to your CLC community. And finally, we extend a warm welcome to our graduation speaker, Dr. Darian Pollard, President of Montgomery College. Graduates, commencement is a day of celebration. It is an important recognition of your hard work, your persistence, and the sacrifices you have made to accomplish your degree. You have climbed the mountain, demonstrated courage, and through this journey, you have opened doors to a very bright future. Commencement is also a day of celebration for those who have been with you through this journey. Your achievement today is shared by your family and friends. Your success is evidence of their love, support, and belief in you. Your achievement is also a proud moment for those who have invested their time, knowledge, talent, and energy to help you develop intellectually and personally. The faculty and staff of CLC are deeply committed to your success. Their work has prepared you to engage in and contribute to our diverse and global society. On behalf of the entire college community, I extend my congratulations and wish you the very best as you move forward in the next chapter of your life. Know that your CLC community is always here for you, and we look forward to hearing from you in the future. Well done, College of Lake County, class of 2018. At this time, I would like to invite Board Chair, Mr. Richard Anderson, to offer a brief message from the Board of Trustees.
Good morning. On behalf of the College of Lake County Board of Trustees, I am delighted to extend our congratulations to each of you. I know that every one of you sitting here has a story about how hard it was or how much you worked or had a balanced sleep and family to get to where you are today. I know this because I actually sat there a few years ago and graduated from the College of Lake County, along with trustees Matt Statton and trustee Bill Griffin. So we know what it takes to get to where you're at today, and we think it's fantastic. Commencement is a gratifying moment for CLC trustees as it demonstrates the impact of our mission to provide high-quality learning opportunities to advance student success. Today, the college helped 1,841 graduates to achieve their dream of earning a degree or a certificate, and more than 550 of these graduates are participating in one of today's 2 commencement ceremonies, a record number for CLC. And by completing your degree or certificate, you are assuring yourself a better future. It should be comforting to realize that your degree or certificate demonstrates that you possess both academic and life skills needed to transition into gainful employment or advance your higher education credentials. Your hard work and commitment will make you more desirable in a competitive job market and will position you to earn more during your lifetime. I congratulate you, and I am proud of our CLC graduates who have achieved this important milestone. No matter what you decide in the future, I encourage you to continue learning, continue growing, and continue achieving. Once again, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, congratulations to all of the graduates. We wish you the very best in your future endeavors. Congratulations to the College of Lake County Class of 2018.
Thank you, Chair Anderson. I would like to invite Corinne Smith, CLC's 2017-2018 Student Government Association President, to deliver greetings on behalf of the students.
Good morning, graduates, family, and friends. Never would I have imagined myself being up here speaking in front of you, but CLC's opportunities have made it happen. Just like I'm sure many of you feel, my time at CLC flew by faster than I could imagine. It must feel so encouraging to have put on that cap and gown this morning, a symbol of completing one chapter and moving on to the next, whether that next be another university, the workforce, or time for yourself and your family. Regardless, you should all feel proud to be sitting here right now. I'd like to take this time to extend so many thanks to many people who got us all where we are today, starting with some of my own personal thank yous. During my 2 years at CLC, I was lucky enough to be in the Honors Scholars Program, both years, which also gave me an on-campus job in the amazing childcare we have here on campus. Thank you to Nick and James for heading such an amazing program, and to Sandy and all my coworkers in the preschool who provided me such valuable experiences. I worked hard multitasking as a student athlete as well. Thank you to all of our staff and coaches in the gym and athletics area for giving us a space to continue our passions. I also became president of the Student Government Association and vice president of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. Thank you to all the individuals that encouraged me to step into these positions, and to those who led such honorable organizations here at the college. The support I have received from the people running these organizations is undescribable. And lastly, thank you to my family and closest friends for the never-ending support for me. Like many of you, I could not have done this all without my support system. Just like me, I'm sure many of you have thanks to give. CLC has given us support to help us succeed in so many ways. Thank you to all the CLC tutors, staffs, administrators, and professors who have encouraged our academic growth. To the advisors, counselors, One Stop Center, Women's Center, and CLC Foundation members who have supported us financially and emotionally as we pursue our own goals. And thank you to all the individuals that keep CLC running behind the scenes who often go unnoticed. The librarians, chefs, groundskeepers, custodial staff, technicians, and facility maintenance crews. It is all of these hardworking individuals who ensure CLC is a safe and welcoming environment for all of us. Succeeding at CLC also takes personal commitment to grow and achieve beyond the support of all these amazing people. Because of that, thank you and congratulations to all of you sitting here who have persevered in school regardless of outside commitments and responsibilities or hardships that seem to detour the journey. Many of us hold part-time or full-time jobs, go home to our own families, play sports, or have other obligations outside of our academic lives, and it can be difficult to do it all. But your many hours studying, going to class, meeting with professors in office hours, and I'm sure feeling stressed at some point in time, I speak from experience, have paid off. You deserve this degree and are on to bigger and better things. I admire each one of you for working hard and for deciding to pursue a higher education. We are all diverse in our stories and experiences, and CLC accepts that diversity with open arms. So I am proud to have spent this time with all of you at CLC, whether we've met or not. Remember to give thanks for all those who have supported you, and remember to pat yourself on the back, too. Congratulations, class of 2018, and best of luck to all of you in the future. You did it.
Thank you, Corinne. We wish you the very best of success at Elmhurst College. They will, and many others will be better because of you. I'm honored to introduce Jeff Varblow, who was selected by the students as the CLC 2018 Outstanding Full-Time Faculty Award recipient. Professor Varblow came to CLC in 2004 as an adjunct accounting professor. In 2008, he became a member of our full-time faculty. Jeff consistently receives high ratings on evaluations by students who compliment his ability to provide examples from the work world and his own career for an inside look into the field. Students note that he takes the time to answer their questions and give extra help whenever it is needed. Outside of teaching, Professor Varblow secured a foundation grant to create an academically focused online social network. He created a tax research course for CLC's Professional Accounting Certificate. He served as chair and vice chair of the Academic Advising Committee and chaired a team that led to the restructuring of CLC's shared governance structure, which was praised during last year's Higher Commission review. A certified public accountant, Professor Varblow holds a bachelor's degree in accounting and a master's degree in taxation, both from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Please join me in welcoming CLC's 2018 Outstanding Full-Time Faculty Award recipient, Jeff Varblow.
Congratulations, graduating class of 2018, and thank you for the privilege of allowing me to share this moment with you. Last summer, as I attended a couple family funerals, my father-in-law made an interesting observation. We were looking at a gravestone, and he commented that while people initially notice the dates of birth and death of an individual, what really matters is the dash in between. This tiny dash captures the stories of our lives here on Earth and fuels the content of what's remembered after we are gone. Think about it. Who remembers the date that Abraham Lincoln died? I probably should have had the history professors avert their eyes before I asked that question, but who remembers the impact that he's made on our country? So how do we write a great life story? Well, today's your lucky day. I, the student who majored in accounting, partly because I believe there was no reading or writing involved, am going to share with you some wisdom I've accumulated regarding how to live and write a great story, incorporating a few quotes from the story that has most shaped my life and, according to Guinness World Records, is the most purchased in history. My 3 takeaways for writing your life story are: invite co-authors, write a love story, and don't forget to sprinkle in some adventure. To begin, let's recognize that stories are comprised with chapters. To date, we've all logged in a number of chapters in our life story. For some, these chapters may read as comedies, for others, potentially horror stories. Yet with each new chapter, we have the power to start fresh and shape the content going forward. And I'm pleased to confirm that the chapter we're currently wrapping up shall be entitled Success. Each of you entered CLC with a goal: to be a college graduate. Through hard work, perseverance, and seeking the help from appropriate resources, you've accomplished your goal of completing a degree or certificate. You are a success story. First, pursue co-authors. At the beginning of the story laid out in my favorite story of the Bible, we find the statement, "It's not good for man to be alone." Honestly, this has been and still is a difficult truth for me to embrace. As an introvert who lost my father, my hero, to cancer when I was 16, I committed to independently achieving success. I could do it on my own, I kept telling myself. Yet this moment wouldn't be possible without the influences of others in my life. My gifts and talents were granted to me by God and have been refined by Him each and every day of my life. My parents, my in-laws, my former professors, and my bosses have taught, corrected, and guided me toward a successful path. My wife supports me with her love, and my boys inspire me each day with their energy, curiosity, and humor. At CLC, I'm surrounded by faculty and staff who are extremely talented and add to the joy of coming to work each day. I've developed many of my successful teaching habits simply by mirroring what I see around me through my coworkers. And finally, without students, both past and present, who've allowed me to, into their lives to partner with them towards accomplishing educational, career, and life goals, I would simply be a lecturer. We should not write our stories alone. Partner with those who will invest in you and sharpen you towards achieving greatness. And then celebrate your successes with those same people who will stick by you during the times of joy and difficulty. Inscribe the memories of those celebrations in your heart so that when difficulties do arise, you can be encouraged to persevere. Plus, maintaining co-authors will allow stories to spread and encourage others in this generation and those still to come. So first, write a love story. Or second, write a love story. Use your life to positively impact those in your community and beyond. We make a difference in the lives of others not through proximity to them, but through the relationships we build in love. Progressing deeper in the Bible in 1 Corinthians, we find the statement, if I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I'm only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. Crashing a pair of cymbals, which I'd love to do sometimes during my classes, but it's effective in gaining attention, but does not often invite an encore. My eyes have been more radically open to seeing life through the lens of someone of a different race or life experience through honest, open, and sometimes difficult dialogue with a former student and her parents, each of whom I greatly respect and trust, far more than any speech or compliance video I've ever viewed. Why? Respect, trust, and love. When we build relationships, we often trade the instinct to simply win a debate, often at the cost of the other person involved, for the desire to partner with those to tackle problems we cannot defeat alone. This is when lasting change can occur. And finally, sprinkle in some adventure and maybe even risk. There's a parable in the Bible where servants are entrusted with money to manage, each according to his ability. One servant is given 5 talents, invests it in a manner that doubles the amount, and is greatly rewarded. The other servant receives 1 talent, but acts in fear and buries the money to keep it safe, ultimately punished for preventing it from growing. We maximize our opportunities in life when we make the most of the talents we have bestowed. I received more than a few sideways glances when I left a successful and lucrative career in business to teach at a community college. And yes, there were some economic fears I had to overcome in deciding to take this educated risk. Yet I knew that my passion is to teach and to partner with and support those who envision incredible life stories. Celebrating our successes today is another confirmation that my educated risk has paid enormous dividends. As a former competitive sailor, I leave you with this story that my college pastor shared with me to highlight the directions our future chapters can take. You plan to set off for the ocean one weekend to go sailing and encounter one of 3 choices. You can choose to gather a few friends, buy some food and drink, and spend an evening lounging on the boat while remaining tied to the pier the entire time. Upon returning to work on Monday, you're asked about your weekend and reply, I went sailing. Or you can choose to actually untie the sailboat, but never raise the sails. The boat idles around the enclosed harbor for a few hours before returning to the dock. Upon returning to work on Monday, you're asked about your weekend and you reply, I went sailing. Finally, you can choose to gather a group of friends, untie the boat, raise the sails, and head out for the open waters. You ride the ocean breezes, crash through the oncoming waves. You race a group of playful dolphins. Together with your friends, you enjoy a vibrant red sunset that stretches over the entire horizon. Fully satisfied by the adventures experienced and the memories created, you return to the harbor. Upon returning to work on Monday, you're asked about your weekend and you reply, I went sailing. What will be your story? Once again, congratulations. As you write the next chapters of your life story, I encourage you to change this world through love and live every moment to its fullest. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Warblow. I would now like to ask Trustee Barb Olschlager to introduce our 2018 commencement speaker, Dr. Darian Pollard.
Good morning. It is indeed an honor and a pleasure for me to introduce to you our 2018 commencement speaker, Dr. Darian Pollard. Let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Pollard and why she is so very special to College of Lake County. She currently serves as president of Montgomery College in Maryland, and previous to that, she served as president of Las Positas College in Livermore, California. And while at Montgomery College, she spearheaded the development of a new mission and strategic plan. Then partnering with Montgomery County Public Schools and the universities at Shady Grove, she created a support program called Achieving Collegiate Excellence and Success, better known as ACES, that is designed to help disadvantaged students transition from high school to college completion. And Montgomery College is also a member of the Achieving the Dream Network, which is a non-governmental movement for student success at community colleges across the country. Additionally, Dr. Pollard serves on the American Association of Community Colleges Board of Directors and is president of the American Association for Women in Community Colleges. And she was recently named as one of Washington's 100 most powerful women by Washington Magazine, and the Carnegie Corporation honored her with their 2017 Academic Leadership Award. And quite frankly, her list of credentials goes on and on with her dedicated service on various boards and commissions. And I'm sure you can tell by her background, accomplishments, and recognitions that she's received, Dr. Pollard is a true champion of student success. Now let me tell you a little bit of insider information about Dr. Pollard. Dr. Pollard is no stranger to College of Lake County. In fact, many of you in the audience today, faculty, staff, already know and have worked with Dr. Pollard. You see, in 1995 through 2008, Dr. Pollard worked for the College of Lake County, first as an English instructor and then moving on to other faculty and administrative roles, and then serving as vice president for educational affairs. I had the honor and the privilege of knowing and working with Dr. Pollard for those 13 years while she was here at CLC, and we still remain friends today. In fact, I remember when she first interviewed with the Board of Trustees for the Vice President of Educational Affairs position, of which she was among several finalists for the job. Well, let me tell you, she really blew the board away with her extensive knowledge, her vision, enthusiasm, and commitment to student success. In fact, hiring her for the job was definitely one of the best decisions we ever made. So with that said, please put your hands together and join me in welcoming home one of our very own CLC faculty family members, my friend, Dr. Darian Pollard.
Zephi Soror. Well, good morning, everyone. I do believe this is a graduation ceremony, right? Good morning, everyone. I want to thank Trustee Oschlager for that warm introduction. I certainly was a little worried about what she might say, and we're just going to leave that someplace else. To President Suddick, Board Chair Anderson, and members of the Board of Trustees, the faculty and staff, and so many graduates, families, and their friends, congratulations for this milestone that you have reached here today, and I'm deeply honored to be a part of your journey here at the College of Lake County. My face is probably new to most of you in the room, but many years ago, as you heard, I spent several years at the College of Lake County, and boy, has it changed dramatically. All these new buildings is absolutely amazing to me. I was worried that I would get lost walking inside the main part of the campus, and certainly things have also changed in terms of culture, and as the organization continues to thrive and meet the needs of students. As I talk to a number of my old-time friends here, it's amazing to watch the journey that the college has been on. One of the things that I remember most vividly, though, is how difficult it was for me to leave the College of Lake County. I remember my lovely Thai dissertation support group We spent many a day sitting there having Thai. And I certainly remember Bakes across the street, where I learned what professional networking was over tequila. And I also look forward to the annual ceramics sale and the college picnic in the fall. And at the same time, while I was enjoying these things, several things compelled me to move to my next role. So there was tension. I said a number of tearful goodbyes and made my move to California. And California was wonderful. I grew there tremendously and eventually moved to Montgomery County, Maryland, where I am now. Now, Maryland was a big move for me. I switched coasts, I sold a home, bought a new home, moved my family, my insurance policies, and got my retirement money out of Illinois. Few of you all understand why that was important. I meditated a lot to get myself to a place where I felt comfortable about this journey and felt positive about what was occurring. And then the unthinkable happened. So when the unthinkable happens, you usually find out who you really are, graduates. And as such, this moment in my life that I'm going to share with you very briefly, I'm going to advance 3 maxims that I think are important about how one chooses to live. I was returning to Maryland after a short trip to Las Vegas to celebrate my new adventures with my family, and we hopped on a red-eye on a Friday night. Before I got on the plane, my sister called and said, "Hey, Daddy's not feeling so hot. Such and such stopped by the house. They're going to take him to the ER. I'll check in with you later." So we had a layover, and about 7 a.m., I landed in Atlanta. I turned my phone on, and there was my sister, hysterical, talking to me. And she said she was in the hospital, my father was coding, and they were trying to bring him back. He had gone downhill very quickly after we didn't know, a very brief illness, and my world began to spin. I was already a motherless child, and I was not ready to be an orphan yet. So my father needed my help, and I switched planes immediately and went to Chicago to speak with him and find out what was going on. Meanwhile, my then 3-year-old son decided to lose his absolute mind. He complained that he didn't feel well. He needed me to hold him continuously. He was clingy. And in a short time, Miles started burning up. You could just see the heat rolling off of him. And then he vomited all over me on the plane, top to bottom. And then we decided something's not right. We need to figure out what's going on with him. And our best friends met us at O'Hare Airport with a change of clothes for me, an extra car, and we separated, and my spouse took my son to Gurnee to the acute care center, and I headed into Chicago to the Veterans Hospital to see my father. And while driving, yet another friend called me, and she said, "Hey, I just want to find out how excited you are about this new job and wanted to know what was going on," oblivious to everything that was happening in my life at that point. I started telling her about my father. I started telling her about my son, Miles. Started telling her about my grandfather, who was then 95, and my father was his primary caretaker. And I started talking about this new job that I was supposed to start on Monday. Y'all, I broke down. I absolutely lost it. My friend told me to pull over, so on the Eaton Spur, on the side of the road, I cried. And I cried, and I cried, and I cried. And it was that ugly cry. You know, that one, your face looks all tore up? Yeah. So my friend, she just sat on the phone with me. And she just sat there, and she gave me those soothing sounds that you hear from friends over the phone. And literally, in a way, I felt just held my hand while I was there. And then she gave me about 10 minutes. That was about it. I could almost time it to a fact. And then she said, "Okay, Pollard, time to suck it up. You got it out your system. Now I need you to go and do you." And you know what I did? I pulled myself together. I got to the hospital to find my father was conscious, but the medical team couldn't stabilize him, and other issues were starting to materialize. So lesson number 1, graduates, have a tribe of people who will check in on you, who will take care of you when you are struggling to take care of yourself, like my besties did when they met me at the airport with a change of clothes and took my son and my wife to the hospital. When my father was ill, the family members who stopped by and found him to know that he was ill, like my friends here at CLC, who I've spent years staying connected with, and thank God for Facebook that we can do that. You need to have people with you at all times, people who will let you cry, and people who will remind you of who you are, because sometimes you just might forget it. And you have to have a tribe who will roll deep with you, who will nurture you when you need to be nurtured, and who will also tell you when you're doing wrong. So my story progresses. By Sunday, the medical team told me that my father had an undefinable mass in his chest, and probably they knew a considerable amount of more testing needed to be done. They had more questions than answers, and they told me that their goal was to keep him stable, and given everything needed to be done, they wouldn't have any answers for us as a family for at least another 48 hours, so we had to wait. So many of you may recall the start of my story. I told you that I was supposed to start a new job at Montgomery College that next day. Oh, and you remember my son, Miles? Double ear infection, man. So I called my boss and board chair, and I explained the situation to him. I told him that I couldn't leave my father or my son, and while I was truly excited about this work that we were going to start together with our faculty and staff, my father needed me more. He needed me to support him during his medical crisis. My sister needed me to help make decisions about his care. My grandfather needed me to ensure that he was taken care of while my father was hospitalized. And my spouse needed me to assist in taking care of a very cranky 3-year-old. I told him that I was scared. I told him that I was uncertain, but I knew that Chicago is where I was supposed to be, and I would not be there on my first day as planned. He listened quietly and thoughtfully to me as my quivering voice grew stronger and more sure of what I was sharing with him. And once I had completed my statement, he simply said and responded, "That's exactly where you're supposed to be. You wouldn't be the person we thought we'd hired if you'd said otherwise." So my second piece of advice to you, graduates, live your values. Even if your voice quivers and your emotions are conflicted and you're unsure of the outcome. When tested, those values are your North Star. Now, then I wrote a letter to my college community explaining why I was not going to be able to be there, and I asked for their support and their tolerance and their understanding as my family experienced this crucible moment. And the response from my board and my college family was simply a beautiful one. So during this frantic period, which was heart-wrenching and terrifying, I was oblivious to the fact that many people were watching us. But, of course, that there were. The medical staff later told us that they saw two sisters whose love for their father was boundless. My son saw my devotion to my father, and my grandfather for that matter. And also, what my new college saw was that I was a person who had priorities that would impact my life. It also showed them that despite being an incoming president, I was a person just like every other employee of the college with a family, and I wish I could say that things went smoothly and intentionally as they looked. At times, it felt like we were just doing a pretty ship-shot job of things. Lack of sleep and days of constant hospital coffee and anxiety about my father's survival made it for a few snippy moments between me and my sister. That happens to come with the sistering territory, though. And as it turns out, folks on the outside never saw these interactions. They saw our love and our civility to one another and to the strangers with whom we interacted. So my third lesson for you graduating class, even in your toughest moments, when you feel wrung out, frustrated, you feel scared and reflective, you are teaching people about yourself. It may be a new job you're heading to, or new neighbors, or a transfer school, but you teach people what you stand for by your choices and your civility towards others. They will observe both consistencies and contradictions, affirmations and conflicts, values and habits, truths and lies. It is more than first impressions and last comments. It's everything that is in between that. Your truth will be both your intended actions and others' perceptions of how you occupy this space that you're in. So when I look back at my time at the College of Lake County, I can see more clearly some of the smaller, crucible moments I faced on this very same campus, in which I lived honestly, even when it was tough, and I didn't realize people were watching, but they were. I also remember that I had a tribe here, which I have leaned on many times since then. And because this college, CLC, was accepting and a welcoming place, I felt strong enough to live my values out loud. Today is about starting a new chapter in each of your lives, graduates, which is why I chose to offer some lessons that have helped me move forward in my life. Have a tribe that will be your truth tellers, your conscience, your cheerleaders, and your nurturers. Let them remind you of just who you are when you sometimes forget, and then be the same thing for them. Live a life where your values are active, alive, and abundant, and guiding you in the moments of choice. Because that clarity, that certainty about who you are and the people that you are will be seen by everyone around you. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, my final truth is that you can come back home again. So I want to say thank you to the College of Lake County for letting me come home today. I want to say congratulations to the graduates, and you all are absolutely beautiful. I wish you could see yourselves. Congratulations to you as you move out into the world. And to the families out there, I want to remind you that if you've raised them well, they will come home again. Congratulations to the College of Lake County's graduating class of 2018. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pollard, for sharing your story, your life's lessons, and your sage advice. At this time, I would like to invite Ms. Lynn Harper, Communications Instructor and Faculty Senate Chair, to present the candidates for graduation.
Thank you, Dr. Sadek. On behalf of the faculty and subject to the completion of all requirements for graduation, it is my honor to present the candidates for the Associate in Arts degree, the Associate in Science degree, the Associate in Engineering Science degree, and the Associate in Fine Arts degree, the class of 2018.
Thank you, Professor Harper and members of the college faculty. Will the candidates for the Associate in Arts degree please rise? Members of the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to recommend to you the candidates for the Associate in Arts degree.
Thank you, Dr. Sudduck. By virtue of the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to confer the Associate of Arts degree with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto.
Graduates, as a symbol of your achievement, you may now move your tassel to the left side of your mortarboard, Please come forward for your award.
Aquanetta Abrams. Caroline Aguilar, highest honors. Ricardo Alatriste, honors. Austin Alcazar, high honors. Kamaria Alexander Walker, honors. Ahmed Ali. Mercedes Alvarez. Cecia Amaya. Jamima Amaya, honors. Jeremy April, honors. Carla Arizmendi. Esmeralda Arizmendi, highest honors. Jaisha Arroyo. Gabriela Arteaga. Ana Astudio, highest honors. Cesar Avalos, honors. Charles Avalos, honors. Robert Babington. Jasmine Bahena, high honors. Evan Bache. Alejandro Bandillo, honors. Danya Barrientos. Aurelis Barrios. Brianna Baylor. Kimberly Beckus. Catherine Bell. Samantha Beltran, honors. Cecilia Bernal, honors. Christina Betancourt, high honors. Violet Betancourt, honors. Lisa Bixler. Catherine Blime, honors. Carla Bonilla. Kyle Bradick, highest honors. Juana Bratiana, honors. Joshua Bowles, honors.
Brianna Summer Bergeson, high honors. Laura Bustamante. Tara Caldwell. Amelia Carranza. Adriana Castillo, honors. Jennifer Castillo, honors. Andres Castrillon. Elizabeth Cazares. Maria Cervantes, highest honors. Madeline Chappelle, high honors. Cassie Collins. Benjamin Compton, honors. Edgar Corona. Lupita Cortez. Stephanie DeSanzi. James Davis III, high honors. Ingrid Dela Cruz. Peter DiPietro. Alexis Dolan, honors. Blaine Dunn, high honors. Sarah Emerson, honors. Destiny Arononen, honors. Jean Esther. Asma Fatima, high honors. Cariel Figueroa. Bradley Fisher, honors. Melanie Flores. Stephanie Flores. Heather Formica.
Cassidy Fortman, high honors. Harrison Frederick, high honors. Dylan Fries, high honors. Juliana Frutos. Crystal Gaunt. Daisy Garcia. Gina Garcia. Jessica Garcia. Laura Colores. Susili Garcia. James Dandino. Julian De Leon. Sacha Dill. Jennifer Donato, high honors. Hannah Drews, high honors. Rebecca Dugard, honors. Louis Duran, honors. Ruben Flores. Evan Ford. Brittany Forsyth, honors. Stephanie Garcia, honors. Julius Gill.
Alexis Gomez. Selima Gomez. Carla Gonzalez, honors. Elizabeth Gonzalez. Eileen Grace, honors. Alexander Gray, highest honors. Omar Green. Blanca Gutierrez. Gabrielle Gutierrez, high honors. Stacy Hoppala. Samantha Hall. Trent Hallgren. Nikia Handy. Katie Hauk, highest honors. Michael Heatley, honors. Daniela Hernandez. Elizabeth Hernandez. Jocelyn Hernandez, highest honors. Karen Hernandez, honors. Nicole Ann Hernandez. Stephanie Hernandez, high honors. Yesenia Hernandez. Liliana Hernandez Barham, highest honors.
Janixa Harrell. Minor Herrera, high honors. Anna Heverdays, highest honors. Contrail Hill. Anne Hitchell. Daniel Hoffman, honors. Joseph Hopp. Victoria Iocomitis. Haley Jackson Duty. Jeremy Jacobs, honors. Nicholas Jennings. Julia Jensen. Veronica Jensen, honors. Kyle Johnson, highest honors. Nolan Johnson, high honors. Michael Kasmer, high honors. Emily Kirking. Christopher Nucky, high honors. Yulia Lashtova, high honors. Anita Langley, high honors. Alberto Lara. Angelica Lech. Carlos Leguizamo, honors. Joel Leonard, highest honors. Joshua Leonard, highest honors.
Patrick Linkey, honors. Jessica Lopez, highest honors. Crizia Lopez. Mateo Lopez. Tiffany Lorenzana. Estefania Maldonado Garcia, honors. Hannah Martins, highest honors. Katie Martinez, high honors. Maria Martinez Munoz, honors. Daniel Mateos, honors. Nicholas McDermott. Mindy McDonald, high honors. Haven McGovern, high honors. Lane McKnight, honors. Ellie McPherson. Alicia McPherson. Juan Mendez. Carly McCroy, honors. Ashley Mendoza, high honors. Victor Mendoza. Jennifer Miller, high honors. Alejandra Molina, honors. Janeth Molina. Janet Mateno. Lillian Montesinos. Erica Moore. Mariah Moore. Cynthia Morales, honors. Rebecca Morris. Joshua Mata, high honors. Alondra Narajo. Mackenzie Newberg. Melissa Ohms. Renee Onkel. Jennifer Ostergaard, highest honors. Diana Pananchul, high honors. Jacqueline Pardis. Alyssa Pentek. Imani Peoples-Thomas. Tiara Phillips. Maria Teresa Placa, honors. Alessandro Pullman, honors. Caroline Pullman. Ruth Portillo, honors. Christina Potter. Vinu Rajguru. Trevor Ratty, highest honors.
Jessica Redmersky, high honors. Raquel Reitmeyer. Felicia Rivas, highest honors. Jocelyn Robinson. Dawn Rodriguez. Victor Rodriguez. Julia Rosales, honors. Julianne Rosendahl. Ryan Rothstein, honors. Ramalin Rualo. Maria Ruiz, high honors. Joseph Ryan. Emily Salas. Ramiro Saldivar. Kyle Sally. Caitlin Salveson. Morgan Samuel. Alicia Sanchez. Wendy Sanchez. Brittany Shower. Christina Serage. Judith Serrano. Marcus Session, honors. Daisy Silva, honors. Alexis Yasmin Solano Alvarenga. Eduardo Solorzano, honors. Fernando Sotelo. Jesse Soto, highest honors. Jessica Spencer. Jennifer Stadler, honors. Ashley Steinbrecker. Ashton Xavier Stewart, honors. Blake Stewart, high honors. Hannah Strasburger, highest honors. Kyle Struff, high honors. Connor Sullivan. Eduardo Terran, honors.
Melissa Tinayero. Angel Tino Lorenzano. Natalie Tish, highest honors. Bianca Tomasi. Kimberly Torres Pacheco, honors. Trina Travis. Jose Tercios. Neri Tercios, honors. Matthew Ugasti. Michaela Urbanik. Melinda Vadraska, honors. Crystal Townsley. Alyssa Van Vliet, high honors. Samantha Gazelle Vargas. Zandra Villanueva, honors. Isabel Benueza, highest honors. Daline Yanez Graniel. Aikisha Young. Victor Zaldivar. Caitlin Wagner. Charlene Wakanoff. Corin Smith, highest honors. Timothy Wilcutt, highest honors. Kayla Williams, high honors. Courtney D. Williams, Sr. Angie Zamora Tischer.
Do we? Will the candidates for the Associate in Science degree please rise? Members of the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to recommend to you the candidates for the Associate in Science degree.
Thank you, Dr. Suddick. By virtue of the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to confer the Associate in Science degree with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto.
As a symbol of your achievement, you may now move your tassel to the left side of your mortarboard. Please come forward for your award.
Anserlise Adams. Sana Aljader, highest honors. Mackenzie Archer, highest honors. Stephanie Archuleta, honors. Vincent Baker, honors. Hannah Becker. Jan Bereshkin. Karis Borland, highest honors. Maria Contreras, honors. Patricia Ann Dyson, high honors. Madison Duco, high honors.
Trevor Feltner. Hannah Fino, highest honors. Ashley Freeman. Amelia Funari, honors. Ali Hassan, honors. Timothy Jester, honors. Ashpreet Kaur, highest honors. Samir Khan. Molly Lee, high honors. Nathaniel Leichty, high honors. Shaniqua Little. Manal Nur. Olabisi Olapoyoje, high honors. Polina Petrokova, honors. Ethan Rawa, honors. Julian Santiago. Greta Silva Millian, honors. Tiffany Suchu, honors. Patricia Umbricht, highest honors. Daniel Vega. Charles Weithel, highest honors. Natalie Nurick, high honors. And River, the service dog.
Will the candidates for the Associate in Engineering Science degree please rise? I thought there were a few more. Members of the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to recommend to you the candidates for the Associate in Engineering Science degree.
Thank you, Dr. Suddick. By virtue of the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to confer the Associate in Engineering Science degree with all the rights, honors, privileges appertaining thereto.
As a symbol of your achievement, you may now move your tassel to the left side of your mortar board. Please come forward for your award.
Amir Al-Qadi, high honors. Hector Ambrose, honors. Khalid Badaham, high honors. Kevin Hurley, honors. Patrick Mukowalemba.
Will the candidates for the Associate in Fine Arts degree please rise?
I RSVP. Are you? Okay, go.
Members of the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to recommend to you the candidates for the Associate in Fine Arts degree.
Thank you, Dr. Suddick. By virtue of the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to confer the Associate in Fine Arts degree with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto.
Whoops. As a symbol of your achievement, you may now move your tassels to the left side of your mortarboard. Please come forward for your award.
Elizabeth Castrejón Hernandez. Sarah Washington.
I would like to take a moment to recognize faculty and administrators who are retiring from the college. As I mention your names, please stand so that we may recognize and thank you for your contributions to the College of Lake County. Please hold your applause until all retirees have been introduced. Ellen Anderson, Danielle Dainton, Sandra Groninger, Robin Cassell, Roland Miller, Bruce Moy, Alan Smith, and Mary Zenner. You have each played an important role in the history of our college, and you will be greatly missed. Please join me in applauding their contributions. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Sam Valenti, Chief of Staff of the Alumni Board of Directors, who will make a few remarks.
Thank you, President Suddick. And greetings from the alumni community. Thank you to the administration, trustees, faculty, honor guests, graduates, and their families and friends. Some final words for you today from the Alumni Network. It's very important to ask yourself 3 questions on a regular basis. What motivates you? What are the results? And what needs to change? If the path you're on is positive and productive, keep going. If it is not fulfilling and doesn't feel right, then perhaps you need to shake things up. One of the best ways to change and grow is to attend events, meet new people, and keep in touch. As you've heard, it's not just what you know, it's who you know. However, it's also who knows what you know. And the best way to make sure people know what you know is to participate in local groups and networking organizations. So we hope you keep in touch with us as you venture out into the world. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Graduates, we wish you continued success as you move on to the next chapter of your lives as alumni of CLC. I ask the audience to please remain seated until the graduates and faculty have exited the gymnasium. After the recessional, the audience to my right should exit out the garage door behind you, and the audience to my left should exit out the left side of the gymnasium. I invite everyone to please join us for light refreshments and conversation in the tent located outside of the main entrance. I hereby declare this 2018 commencement ceremony to be adjourned.